How do we get rid of buyer's remorse? That feeling of when we buy something small like a t-shirt or blouse, or even from when we buy a big item like a large screen smart TV. Both purchases can release a shot of dopamine to the brain.
That chemical that is released that makes us feel good and brings us a brief state of euphoria. But as Sir Isaac Newton said, what goes up must come down. Hello, I'm Linnetta.
I'm Patrick.
And together we are co-founders of
Vertical Connections, Inc.
Thank you for joining us once again. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to this channel.
Yes.
And everyone click the like button. And thank you for joining us.
Also, we greatly appreciate when you leave comments, and we look forward to those in the future. That state of euphoria that comes from buying something new, or just new to you, is short-lived. When it attacks your cash or causes you to incur debt, that's no good.
You previously had a budget, right? And every dollar had a place, but yet that urge or impulse took over. And then that common sense that was once there dwindles away. Now it has you at a point of regret, aka buyer's remorse.
Here are some tools that you may consider applying to your repertoire before making purchases.
Price to work ratio. Price to work ratio. That was something we had talked about.
Yes. Price to work ratio is just when you think of the price and then you think of how much work you have to do to achieve that item. So for instance, if you work 10 hours and you see a pair of shoes that are $140, that means you're going to have to work about 14 hours to get these pair of shoes. But we also have to take into consideration that when we have these $140 pair of shoes, when we go up to the register, they're going to put on tax. Now, with that tax, we also have to remember in our paycheck that we were counting on for those 14 hours, there are taxes that are taken out. So all of a sudden, that amount goes down. And now we have a pretty big discrepancy between what we have to pay for those shoes and what we earned. So we actually have to work about 16 hours to pay for those $140 shoes.
Yes. Take a moment to think about 2 days of work going towards one pair of shoes makes you or should make you stop and rethink about how important those shoes are.
And we talked earlier, we know that shoes have a different priority because if you are using your shoes and you're on your feet most of the day, those shoes are pretty important. It's almost like part of your uniform. So that means that want turns into a need because that benefits your health, it benefits your energy, and those are something you need. But you still have to take into account how much time it's going to take to get those shoes.
Another thing to think about is steer clear of shopping ads.
Multiple sites shared that the average smartphone owner spends 3 to 4 hours of time on their screens.
This turns into a breeding ground for dopamine junkies. Yeah. You have the insatiable urge to make purchases and more purchases, not out of necessity, but rather impulse. I want that. Oh, that's cute. Oh yeah.
Be proactive and delete apps that encourage you to go against your better judgment that make you have a sense of regret later.
Another point, log off. Log off of online shopping accounts. Log off.
Some of the easiest ways to avoid buyer's remorse is to add difficulty to making a purchase and erasing the ease of convenience of your shopping experience. You owe it to yourself to put in place additional roadblocks that give you yourself time to think through your purchase.
Yes. Another thing, don't save credit card information.
No.
I know. It's convenient. I know. But don't do it.
No. Technology makes spending much too easy. As soon as you input your information, the message comes up asking, would you like to save your information?
No. I mean, yes.
Really, don't think about it. Don't try and fall for that. That's a hook. That is bait.
Don't debate with yourself as to whether you will make another purchase in the near future, or that is so much quicker than having to take out time, pull out your credit card, push the information in.
It's amazing when you discover that in the time it takes to go get that credit or debit card and then come to the conclusion that all of a sudden, I don't really need this. That's really key. That's important to make sure that have that little bit of time. Don't make it so simple. When they ask you if you want to save that information, just say no.
Another thing to think about, consider waiting 72 hours.
Ooh, that's a long time.
Not 1 day, not 2 days, but 3 days. But what if that item's not there?
Then you probably weren't meant to have it. This one does take a little more discipline, but it's well worth it and effective. Giving yourself a little time and space between that which is stimulating, the actual purchase of the item, to the response where you get the item, can help you make mindful choices and avoid regret.
The time and space that you give yourself allows you to consider the purchase in its entirety and how it fits into your wants and needs. If after this time you still want to buy the item, you are less likely to regret spending the money on it.
The next one is budget your purchase. This tool requires a bit of patience as well, but works best for those large purchases.
By making a point to have a designated place to save for the item that you desire, you have to take steps to mindfully achieve your specific goal.
Creating a budget for life goals like buying a car or saving for that bucket list trip can help reduce the regret or ill feeling from that high cost spending.
Another thing, try reward-based spending.
Yes. The tendency of spending money randomly can creep up on a person. Instead of spending money frivolously, set some goals for saving throughout the week or month so that you can reward yourself for attaining that goal.
Sure. What's even better is if you not only set a goal that is attainable, excuse me, find a reward that doesn't cost you anything. Go to the park or to the lake or go bike riding. Go have some fun. That is free.
Yes. Being able to take in the sights, going on that trail, enjoying Mother Nature is so key. Make it so that when you achieve the goal, you can receive that dopamine hit that sends the feeling of accomplishment and excitement to the rest of your body twice.
Awesome.
Once when you make your goal, and then twice when you get to receive the reward.
Take some time from online apps and delve into the area that you live in.
Yeah, check around your community. See what's available for you to experience that is free. Sometimes when we do this and get off of that screen of purchasing and look into things that might be able to enhance our families or ourselves with different experiences.
Without causing debt or pressure of it.
Oh, that is so much fun and, again, rewarding.
When you begin to go into the grocery store.
Ooh, this is our last one that we want to share, but this is so big because this we find happening to us. So it's really crucial that this is a time when you might want to consider using cash. Because what will happen is we'll be out running errands and we say, oh, we need to get hamburger for tonight. Okay, babe, we can get hamburger. I know we've got all the other things we need, but we can stop and get that hamburger. So we go in, we grab that hamburger, but we walk slowly, perusing through the aisles.
Just in case we need more than just hamburger or I forgot something.
And you would think all of a sudden I was shopping with Inspector Gadget because her arm just takes off. And the next thing you know, our hamburger has a friend. And we go walking along and then might even grab another item. All of a sudden, she's asking, "Oh, do you see a box somewhere?" And at the store we shop at, you can borrow or take these boxes, and that makes it easier to carry your items. Well, by the time you get to the register, all of a sudden you figured out that you
have more than just the burger. You have just-in-case items.
You have commandeered a cart that someone had abandoned, and you now has all of these items you had, and your $6 to $8 purchase turns into $60 to $80. Is right. Ooh.
Having a budget is important because when you're thinking about going into the grocery store with your cash, if you have too much and you don't have the money to pay for it, then you end up setting stuff back.
Right.
With the card, it's just like put it in, all right, pay for it. But with that cash, it makes you be more disciplined for sure.
Yeah.
So having a budget is important, okay? Being disciplined and able to stick to it even more so is important. Many people say, but I don't carry cash on me. That's too inconvenient.
Right.
Like I mentioned, going grocery shopping is a very good example of why cash isn't so bad.
Take time when making purchases and think them through. Focus on setting a budget and doing your research on bigger ticket items.
Consider the price to work hour ratio.
Yes.
And remember to avoid shopping apps. Log off of online shopping accounts so that you place the additional hurdle you need to take the time to step back and think before pushing
buy. Even if it does feel like it, go ahead. Remember that the time is your friend. By waiting 72 hours to make the purchase and setting a budget so that when you reach your goals, you are able to reward yourself. We pray that this will help you be able to have a plan and avoid that feeling of buyer's remorse. And enjoy your purchases to their fullest.
Until next time.
Get connected to go vertical. Bye-bye.